Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is June 11th, 2018, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, starting out at 10:30 South African time, monthly manufacturing production numbers coming out of the United Kingdom. That's the only numbers today, but sure enough, later on in this week, we're going to have several big numbers coming out, including the FOMC, Bank of Japan rate decision on Friday. So big numbers, though, starting out on Wednesday with the FOMC. That's going to be a major event. But let's see what's been happening in the markets. So we're jumping here into the Euro USD, and as you can see, we had that nice rally on the way up after capitulating down to 1524, and we made it all the way up to 1820, okay, which was a nice resistance level. We anticipated it, okay. Even back here, we said once you broke this 116.91, you could continue rallying, and that's a really nice move of almost 120-ish pips, 130-ish pips on that move right there. So we hit that level of 1830-ish level, and then we took a retracement where traders are taking money off the table. Okay, I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up trading within a range, maybe the 1880-ish level on the highest side, and somewhere in the 1730-ish level on the lower side. So, between these two areas, I think we're going to be trading in a range until something breaks out of that. Okay, so just be aware of it. So we may come back down to the 1732, make a double bottom, and then give it another go as the week progresses. I mean, for a Monday, with especially a big number coming out in the middle of the week, I would expect a little bit lighter volume until we have some sort of direction in which we're going. GBP USD as well, just it bounced, but didn't bounce as hard, and it's trading at 134.07. Now it's relatively weak versus the dollar vis-a-vis some of the other currencies you can see here all together, trading as low as 132.29. So the question is we're trading right between the moving averages, the 30-day moving average, which is the darker blue color as you see here, and the 14-day moving average as you see with the lighter red. So, if we do see some sort of breakout, I would say, either one, it'd be kind of interesting to see how that actually unfolds. Looking at the Swiss franc, now this breached our trend line last week. We mentioned this, and we had a support level here at 98. We honored it. Okay, we didn't break it. Okay, and now we're challenging it up on the upside again. Now, what I think is going to happen is that, anticipating that the previous trend line is now going to be a resistance for our next rally. Okay, so I would wait it out to see if it does, come closer to the 99.11-ish level, and maybe start thinking about shorting it for a correctional move. Looking at the ZAR getting much weaker versus the dollar, above 13 Rand versus $1. Okay, now we're pushing it up higher. Just be aware that there are several resistance level, including a previous support level right there. So this would be a minor resistance level right there. And then, our major resistance level is 1363. I'm not sure if we'll get to that point right away. What we may happen is that we may correct ourselves here, maybe down to 1280-ish level, and then find ourselves trading in a new range until we continue this, either the slide or a correctional move on the downside. Now, looking at the USD CAD, last week we had several numbers coming out on the CAD, and as you can see, it was a volatile week last week, but not breaking up above 130. Okay, the price of oil is kind of settling down. There's a lot of trade wars between the United States right now and Canada. What there is in the United States, they have an agreement between Mexico and Canada that there's almost no tariffs on goods being imported into the United States from these two countries. However, goods that are produced in the United States are tariffed. So there was a meeting over this weekend with the G7 meeting where President Trump actually raised this point and wanted to change kind of the status quo of these countries in terms of reciprocal tariffs. So there's going to be a little bit of a trade war right now between US and Canada, and we'll be finding ourselves in much more volatile area. This may capitulate, okay, and may continue to decrease as this happens, okay? So just be aware of it and just have it in front of you. Looking at oil, we finally settled down at 64.61 last week, bouncing to 65.63 right here in the early stages of this week. Nothing to really write home about, okay, as commodities have been a little bit, off the table, since our big slide from $72. So, I think we'll be trading within a range here as the summer progresses. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we finally got that breakout last week, and we mentioned it on Friday, and we extended our gains into the 25,300-ish level. Okay, so we're really almost a midpoint to where we sold off back in February for the Dow Jones. So this is obviously, on the back of, some positive news with President Trump again, with Kim Un-jung, who's the premier of North Korea, and they're sitting down on the summit today. So this is going to be unfolding. Okay, this is really positive news for the United States, and I'd be watching the news really carefully to see how the summit goes, and to anticipating which future movements the market's going to respond to it. So really important to keep an eye on this as this progresses later in the day. The DAX rallied nicely, 12,763, but not breaking this 13,000. Okay, not rallying really, but we are trading in a specific range between 12,800-ish level 873 and 12,641. So we're right smack in the middle of that. Okay, I'd like to see some sort of direction before jumping into it as the week progresses. This is Fred Razak. Want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.